Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. And I am here just to have a little quick chat. It's not gonna be thought out. I mean, well, it's not gonna be drawn out, is what I meant. Oh, not y'all can see my thigh. Come on, microphone. Um, so what are we talking about? I keep wanting to say interviewing because it makes me think about Interview with a Vampire, but inventing Anna is what I want to talk about. Now, when I first heard about this lady, um, it was an episode of 2020, their podcast, because I love a good podcast, y'all. So when I heard about this lady and what she did, I just could not believe it. And but then I'm like, I also could. And then we have Shonda Rhimes with her bomb ass writing and just coming up with a good show, a good story. Um and the way she told the story is what makes it interesting because, like I said, when I heard it on 2020, I'm just like, okay, another white girl, getting people for money, whatever. So watching the 9 episodes of Inventing Anna created by Shonda Rhimes, which at the end she gives credit to the real story of, I mean, the real people that the show is based off of, with their Instagrams and all that type of stuff. So and I love in each episode she says, or like there's a sign somewhere at the beginning of the show that says this is absolutely true, or this is like a completely true story, except for the parts that are totally made up. So it's just like it's up to you to do your research to find out what is real and what is fake. And of course, when people create stories that are based off true events, not everything is going to be 100% true, because then it wouldn't make as such a good story. But the Anna, what is this? So try don't give me the line. It's a Russian last name, but she went by Anna Delphi. And this story is really, as much as people hate to admit it, this story is just about white privilege. And people are going to say, oh my God, like, why would you say that? But it's like, it's true though. This woman showed up in New York City and just started telling people that she was rich and that she had a trust fund that she couldn't access just yet. And they let her get away with things. It's just like, what other race, nationality, ethnic person do you know that could just walk in and tell people, oh, I'm rich, so give me this and give me that, and oh, I'll just pay you later? None. And that's exactly what Anna did. Like, she had, okay, for what it's worth and what she wanted to create, Anna was a visionary. That would have been a great building, a great concept to actually get it built. It would have been amazing. And hats off to her. Like, if she actually would have got to that very last step and got the money, this, like, one for the books. But it's like she is no different than the other self-made billionaire that they're calling her. Old girl, what is her? Because I was just listening to the podcast about her, Elizabeth Holmes. I hope I'm saying that right. Another white woman who just started going around talking, and people let her get away with it. Because the little machine that she supposedly created, and once again, it sounded great, but she knows she wasn't actually doing the shit that she claimed to be doing. Um, she just wanted to be Stavina Jobs and let that be that. Because in the podcast that I heard about her, they said, oh, girls just start putting on black sweaters and walking around talking like Steve Jobs, and everybody just went with it and believed it. So it's just like, y'all let these white people come in here and just tell y'all anything and y'all just go with it. It's like, come on now, make that make sense. And it's her friend who is, I know I'm all over the place, but just if you are familiar with Shonda Rhimes and you're familiar with Scandal, half the cast of Scandal is in this show. And I'm like, the more I watched it, I'm like, I really just want to turn on Scandal right now. The only person we're missing is Kerry Washington, and I'm looking at Scandal. Because Sally is in there, Cyrus is in there, Quinn is in there. I'm just like, damn. And for one second, I thought old boy was the lawyer, but that's not him. Um, but I was going somewhere with that. See, I be talking to get my own self off track. But what was, but oh girl, wait a minute. Oh, Quinn. That's what I was on. I was on Quinn, but her name is Rachel in this story. So Rachel was the friend who, when they went on the trip to Moscow, she used her company credit card to cover their room and stuff because Anna didn't have no money. And I don't know if I said this already because I be whatever. But two things can be true at once. It's like people who attach themselves to Anna and went along with this, they did do it because it's like it looks good to be attached to a billionaire, but also at the same time, Anna never proved that she actually had all this money. So it's just like, yeah, you don't want to be the person who turned away a billionaire, but it's like at the same time, she never proved that she had any of this money. Like she showed up with a couple thousand, but it's like you're supposed to be worth millions. Make that make sense. And she just went from the next person to the next person. And the only person who really had her back was I forgot her real name. The girl from the hotel, the black girl from the hotel. And that's because at that point of the story, she was being tipped with $100 bills. So at some point, Anna did have some money. Okay, I take that back. She did have money because I said she never had any money. She did. And it was just like at some point, she had enough money, like she constantly went shopping. She had all this designer stuff. But then at the same time, because the whole time I was watching it, um, at one point I was watching it with my sister, I was just like, where these clothes be going? Like, where do all this stuff be going? Because when she couldn't stay in the hotels anymore because she ain't had no credit card to pay these people or had no money to pay these people, you know, she had to sleep on people's couch and was going from like place to place. It's like, where was all them clothes going? Like, they just kept her clothes because she couldn't pay. Is that how the debt got paid off? And then they said that old girl only she sold the rights to Netflix for like only $300,000, and they believe that's because she's in so much debt and had to pay back people. And she's out now, of course. They said as of right now she's being detained by ICE. And what was, I think to the end, even probably now, what was her name? I think it's Neff or Nefertiti is the girl's like actual name, but she just went by Neff. Um, she held her down, like even through the court trial and all that stuff, and she even like made it possible for her to get clothes for the trial, for her to be dressing up at the trial that made the news and all that type of stuff. But like I said, at the end, it's a great show. Like I recommend that y'all watch it. But this just all comes down to white privilege. That girl got to walk around and do whatever. She was very convincing, but still, at the end, it's nothing but white privilege. Because, like I said, with Elizabeth Holmes, white privilege. That fire festival, white boy, white privilege. Like, yeah, these are scandals or whatever, but this ain't nothing but white people doing what white people been doing. You know, the trend on TikTok, black women who black women, but black women, like however that go, this ain't nothing but white people, and since white people been white people in. Like, ain't nothing new about this. Y'all let white people do whatever, say whatever, and get away with this shit. And it's just, you know, oopsie daisy. But Shonda Rhimes, shout out to you. Good show, you know, great. I might just watch it again because that's how good it was. But as far as real life goes, it's just a white woman being a white woman, you know. And when she gets out of ICE, even if she got to go back to Russia or Germany, that fucking accent, that accent was awful. I meant to say that at the beginning. That fucking accent was terrible. That's the only thing me and my sister kept saying. She's like, why? They couldn't do nothing else. That accent was fucking, oh, my ears. I was just like, ugh, I wish she would do something. And it was at one point, she like let that accent go for a second. Um, so it's just like you didn't know if it was a real accent or not, because I think Rachel, I keep want to call her Quinn. When Rachel called her on the phone, her voice, it didn't have that accent. She just sounded regular and it was like, hello. And as soon as she realized that Rachel was on the phone, then she turned the accent back on. And so I was just like, girl, that was terrible. And what else I wanted to say about Quinn, because Laverne Cox, Laverne Cox looks so damn good. You go, girl. Oh, she looks so good in this show. She was the trainer, but she was upset when she found out that Rachel like sold her story. So she was making over half a million off this, because it was like 3,000 to one place and then like 300, I think I said 3,000, 300,000 one place, 300,000 another place. And Vanity Fair, where she worked, paid her $30,000 for the article that she wrote. And what else did I want to mention? The lady Vivian, who was actually like the real lady, I think her name was like Jessie something. But Vivian in this, she was so fucking annoying. Because I did not understand how at the end, like she believed in Anna and basically felt like it was her fault because she got Anna to not take like a plea deal or something like that, just so she could get the story of what fully happened. But she was just so fucking annoying because it's like, first of all, you pregnant, but it's like, why are you pregnant? Because I really feel like she did not want that baby for real. And when she finally got a good story out of the whole situation, and her husband was too understanding for me, because as soon as he said he was left looking like a creep in the doctor's office, I'd have been done right there. Cause I'm like, this your fucking appointment. How am I here waiting on you and you don't show up to your own doctor's appointment? And it's just like, she, like the way she did the baby room, like she got all these fucking pictures of Anna up there. So it's just like, you did become obsessed with this girl. And that's the thing. She felt so bad because she finally got a good story, but it was at the expense. But it's just like, is it really at the expense of this girl? Like, she was not harmed in any way. And like, white people in, since white people been white people in. Because it's just like, she used Anna to get what she want, and then in the end, here come the white tears of, maybe she's not as bad as I thought she was. It's like, no, that girl, she's a fucking scammer, and that's a bad thing. Like I said, if she would have got away with it, I say like I said a lot, but like if she would have got away with it, she was a genius. She is a genius, because it's just like, even if she did have the money, what she was trying to create, that would have been dope as hell. Like, nobody's arguing that, but it's just, girl, you did not have money. You took money from these people. So it's just like, her lawyer, that defense, it was a good defense, but not good enough. And anywho, so yeah, this wasn't supposed to be an in-depth review, just my little quick thoughts. And I just be pulling shit out of anywhere. So don't be looking for me to go by blow by blow. Jesus, can I talk? Obviously not. But we know that if you watch my channel at all, I cannot speak. Um, what else did I want to mention? I think that was it, because it was funny, like how in Moscow though, when that man was like, "We need a credit card," and then because at one point she thought she was part of the Kardashians because she had old boy filming, following them everywhere, and it's just like, so you really just out living your life like you don't know this is wrong. Because that was another thing. If she, because the more I watched it, the more I was just so fascinated, because it's like, it was that very last step where I think they had to, because she got approved for a $40 million fucking loan, but then they just had to verify her assets, and she really ain't got that shit. So that was the only thing that held her up, because it's like, okay, you really don't have these assets, so plan just falls apart. And so she was getting drunk, and Rachel called her on the phone, like, where are you at? Because she had went to rehab. And Rachel ratted her out. She's like, man, I'm finna get my fucking money. Which I can't stand her because she Quinn, and Quinn was annoying on Scandal. But in real life, it's like, I understand Rachel. Like, okay, I put the money, like, it was just supposed to be a hold until you get your money. But she just like this Tinder swindler guy. It's just like she fake act like she wiring money over, knowing she not really wiring no damn money. And she just used her friend who was really supposed to be her friend. And it's like, okay, bitch, no, I don't feel bad for sending you to jail because you played me. But anyway, that's all I got. I hope you guys go watch the show. Let me know your thoughts on the show. We can key down in my comments. Peace and blessings. Mwah.